when did you find out about Sherman Industries and geothermal?
At a craft fair in East Meadow at
Okay.
Eisenhower Park.
About when?
June of 2013.
Okay, so what made you interested in geothermal heat?
We really like the idea of being green. We already do the light bulb thing and try to recycle and do everything right as far as green energy goes, and it seems very interesting to us.
So was it more green or cost savings? Or
Oh, definitely the cost saving.
Right.
Not having to pay for oil anymore was very attractive to us, and we were told that our electric bill would go down by 30% at least.
Is that what you're going through this craft fair and you see, I guess, the big sign? You go, that's kind of interesting.
Yep.
Or?
And we stopped and we heard all about the incentives and the rebates, and we signed up for a salesman to come and visit the home and give us an idea of what was entailed and how much it would be.
So that sounded all kind of interesting, I guess, right? A lot of rebates and stuff like that?
It was very attractive.
So the guy shows up, and what does he say?
He said that this would be a great opportunity to install geothermal in our home, and there would be a lot of savings involved, no more oil, the reduction of the electric bill, and it would be very affordable.
I mean, it seems kind of, the promises of pulling heat and cooling out of the earth for relatively pennies seems kind of attractive,
It
right?
seemed like a no-brainer.
So, so the guy comes in and he gives you an estimate. How much was the whole thing?
At the end of the
soup to nuts?
day, the job was $55,000, but after all the tax incentives and rebates, it was supposed to be about $10,000 out of pocket, which we assumed we could probably pay off within about 4 years.
All right, so 10,000, so almost 40,000 in rebates. That's pretty good.
And tax credits, yeah.
Tax credits and things like that. Did you see any of those tax credits or rebates?
The tax credits, the 30% back from federal, we saw. We saw a solar rebate from state for $5,000, and then everything else, no, we did not.
Solar and geothermal. You don't have panels on the roof.
No.
Oh, okay.
They consider it solar equipment.
I see. So, so what do you think that you say 30%, and just doing math, how much do you think you really got back?
I think it was about $16,000 from federal, and then $5,000 from state.
So about $21,000. All right, so about 30%, like I said. Doing quick math in my head. But that's not the 10,000 that you were promised.
No, definitely not. We're left with about double that, a little more to deal with now.
Is that something you put on a home equity loan or a credit card?
It is a loan. It's a title loan against the house, and we were promised a $5,000 rebate from LIPA and $51.25 as a green building rebate, which we found out later on that we were never eligible for.
So from the beginning, you were never going to get
No.
that money.
No.
And why do you think they offered it?
I think to entice you into signing a contract with them rather than somebody else.
And that was just they didn't do the research, or
I don't know what their problem was. I did the research at the end of the day and found out that the green building energy rebate was exactly that, and it's based on the entire home. Having a geothermal unit installed is not enough to qualify for that rebate. You would have to have been pre-approved beforehand, and then somebody comes in and evaluates your home. After the work is done, including insulation, windows, etc., it's all on a points value. And if you qualify and you have enough points and you're rated silver or above, they will give you this rebate. But again, you have to be a contractor that's approved to even participate in this. I called Inserta directly. A lot of people were offered this rebate. They got a lot of complaints about it, and no one got it, and we'll never get it.
Luckily you have a system that works. But how long did it take to put this thing all together?
We were told this would work. This would all be done in about 3 weeks, and it took about 6 months. And that was because we stayed on top of them. There were numerous phone calls, numerous tears. Please finish us. Please finish us. It was a bad time.
What were their excuses for the delays?
They're endless. There's we're at somebody else's house tomorrow, or the guys are in class. Somebody's not in today. It was they sent the finish guys here almost, I want to say, for 3 weeks straight, like patching holes and things like that. But that wasn't what we were needing. We were needing ductwork done and more important things. And we took off time from work. My husband lost vacation days, had to take some sick time. It It was a very hard process.
Stressful.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, luckily you got yours to work.
Right. There were many
Some-
people who
somewhat.
did not. Yeah.
But you found out that this company, Sherman Industries,
Mhm.
has been doing this to a lot of people.
A lot of people, and when I started a group, I guess basically just for people to get together and say they're not alone. And it started off just being about the rebates, but then as the list grew, we found that there were actually more people that either had money taken from them and the job was never started, or had money taken from them and had a botch job installed, or, never heard from them again after they had 3 holes in their lawn drilled. The stories are endless. It's painful, and I'm actually in a decent situation as opposed to many of these people. There are some that don't even have anywhere to live right now.
Yeah, that's. I guess we're going to be speaking to somebody who has holes in their walls right now, and
Yeah.
they can't finish the job because it was not legal.
Yeah, he paid more than half of his job and has 3 holes or 4 holes in his lawn and a pipe coming into his den, and that's where they left him.
Wow, because he's not allowed to have geothermal.
It turns out that even the town of Oyster Bay isn't at this time giving out permits for it, so.
So what do you think is going on with Sherman Industries here? Excuse me.
To my knowledge, I believe they grew way too big too fast. I don't know where the money's going. I mean, I have an opinion. I just don't know, and I don't know how they could take money from people and just leave them like this. It's crazy.
They you found out recently. I guess they declared bankruptcy or something
They
like
did.
that.
Mhm.
And have you, since you were promised these rebates and you're I guess out about $10,000,
Mhm.
or at least you're owing $10,000 more than you expected.
Right.
Have you filed a complaint with Consumer Affairs or anything like
I
that?
have. Consumer Affairs, there's a bunch of us that filed complaints with Consumer Affairs, and I think it was either the day or the day before they filed for Chapter 11. Consumer Affairs revoked their license, but they gave them the opportunity to continue to work on homes that had contracts signed before the revocation. That's really not working out to anyone's advantage because they're claiming Chapter 11. They can't afford to pay these duct installers to go back and fix things, so the only thing they can do at this point is continue to drill because they own their drills and they don't have to pay anybody to drill, so they can continue to go to homes and take money from people. They have a 6-month waiting list, so they have 6 months of worth of victims that they can continue to take money from.
So what would you like done right now with these guys?
After hearing all the stories they owe suppliers money, they owe customers money, they've left customers homeless, they have screwed their own employees. I don't see any way around jail time for these people because I feel, it's in my opinion, that they have done this intentionally, and I just don't think they should be able to get away with it. They should be held accountable.
So something should be done.
Definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
Would you want some of your money back, or?
At this point,
Yeah.
it would be wonderful, but at this point, I'd much rather see the people that are having very painful situations be taken care of first.
I guess my final question is, when you started this list of all the people, were you figured maybe a couple people?
There was 10 of us to start.
Yeah.
Now there's 33. I was at one point getting 1 new person a week. Now I'm getting 3 to 5 a day. It's endless.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And how are people contacting you?
Word of mouth.
Is there a way that we could put something up on our website?
Absolutely. I'll give you my email address.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. We'll do that then. All right. Anything else like to add you feel is important?
I think we're okay.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're going to get a quick wide shot here of us.
Okay.
If we put your email on our public web, it's pseudo-public, but it would be out there. Are you cool with that?